Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to my Ironman series. I'm still figuring out the video making nuances, I guess. Still working on, syncing up the audio, the dialogue with the screen capture, what you see on the screen. So with time, that should improve. So sorry, right now it's probably a little rough around the edges. But without further ado, let's get right into our first area of focus, which is choosing which class we're going to play for this Ironman challenge. First up is our archer classes. We have our bowmaster and our marksman. I am not too interested with either of these, just because bowmaster, I think it's just such an uninspired class to play in, just my humble opinion. If we chose this class, our future would just comprise of holding down one button, which is this skill right here, Hurricane. And we probably have a few arrow rains and bomb arrows thrown in here and there, but it definitely needs something more active and engaging to, keep the interest high for this Ironman challenge, since this is probably going to be pretty rough, I'm anticipating. And here you got Marksman. This is historically the more scarce of the two of these, and with that, it carries with it an element of intrigue, I think. And that's something that frequently accompanies, less commonly played classes, I guess. But their attack rotation mainly consists of snipe. Where is it? Right here. Snipe. And strafe. And this combination here, it does less damage comparatively to the bowmaster. And it is also not really desirable gameplay to me. So, moving on, we have our magicians, our mages. We are probably not going to have anything to do with the mages. I personally think they're extremely boring and noticeably repetitive in their gameplay without any party interactions. And I am absolutely not going to spam an ultimate for hours on end to solo bosses like Zachem or Pap Latus or, Horntail, if that's possible. All the bosses that we need for progression, we're not gonna be doing that. I ain't doing that. So there is potential with the fire poison. You got a third job skill here, poison mist. Now this is an interesting skill right here. So this was something people were doing in global, is they go into a skelly map. I think it was Peak, right before the Horntail map. They go to all 20 or 19 channels. They throw mists up all over the map, get everything down to 1 HP, and they would clear all 19 channels. And boom, fast levels. I think when Cygnus first came out, the first 120 Blaze Wizard got it in a day by doing that. But that doesn't seem too fun to me. Like, why would we do this? I'm good. Nice lightning. God, that's just a bad class right there. Bishop. The appeal for Bishop comes from me is the support kind of utility role they play in a group collaborative lineup. Solo, I'm not about it. Unfortunately, I love bishops though. Yeah. Oh, back in the day, man. I used to solo Pap Latus on my bishop, and it took 2 hours every time, 2,000 pots, and I did that just because it was kind of viewed as a prestigious boss back then. What a freaking waste of my time. Okay. Next are pirates. We have Buccaneer, Corsair. I think these are both really cool classes. I have a lot of high respect for people who can play these two well, especially the Corsairs, the prominent ones on our server, who are good at it. There's not many. A lot of respect to them. There's a lot of death involved with playing these two classes. Both have more skill-centric kind of toolkits compared to other jobs that we have to pick from. And just reminiscing, I remember 2008 day one release of Pirates. Everyone made a slinger, man. Everyone made a slinger. Very few made it to Corsair though afterwards. But if I had to pick from these two, I'd probably go with the Buccaneer, just because I think Ironmanning a Corsair would be an awful task and just miserable, not fun. Okay, now for our rogues, Night Lord and Shadower. I'm absolutely no Night Lords. No Night Lords. Hard pass. This class right here is horrendous. It is horrendous as a standalone class. And this is coming from someone who mains it on here. It's the worst decision ever. But I had to do it for the nostalgia. And I did have fun with it up until the very, very end game. We were doing CGS grinding and just freaking amassing billions and billions of mesos. Jeez, it's just not fun. We're not going to have access to apples. We will not have sharp eyes. And just stoppers that we're going to have to farm manually. Just no thanks. They're way too reliant on a heavy HP wash. And we are not crafting int equipment through the iron method, the Ironman way. That's not happening. We are not putting a large amount of AP and resetting it into int either. We're not MP washing. Heck no. Hell no. And on another tangent, my opinion on the HP washing matter is it's deplorable and it's unrewarding and it's a chore. I think it's the premier flaw of this server, because it's such a crucial aspect here to even play the game. We're not going to be able to do Olaf because we can't do party quests. And we are absolutely not grinding rules HP quest. The Linnea HP quest alone probably won't be enough by itself. Let's see. There's Avenger, which is a terrible mobbing ability. I think the only pro of picking a Night Lord or Thief is the flash jump ability, just because of the sheer mobility that this thing provides. Shadowers, on the other hand here, I think is definitely in contention for top choice. This is definitely an S tier class on this server. I think this class has a lot of utility that comes with it. It's very mobile, it's got haste, it has the potential to be very flashy if you so choose to be, by using every single bit of your iframes. And there is little to no HP washing requirement because of Mesa Guard. It's definitely my top 2 contender overall. Oh yeah, and the Shadow Shifter 40% is nice as well. Or is it 30%? I forget. Do with blades yet. We have our warriors. Let's see, Hero, Paladin, Dark Knight. I've played a hero in global, and I think they're boring. They're decent multi-target attacker, but they're dry as wood to play. I mean, it's just combo attack with brandish. Absolutely zero utility coming from this class. And I think it's a selfish class. There's no fun to be found here, unfortunately. And I'm sorry to anybody who mains a hero. No disrespect or nothing. We got Paladin. I have honestly never been keen on playing one of these, ever, because they're only ever viable when they get the 4th job, excluding the crash, requirement here on the server. They have a super short attacking range, and I'm actually not even sure if we can hit the top right arm of Zakum with Blast. And they are way, way too reliant on elemental damage. I mean, they were really cool on global because the sole reason that prominent Pally mains were rare, like freaking unicorn rare. Shout out to Bavlo from Scania, I guess. And last but not least, we have the Dark Knight. And man, I freaking admire Dark Knights. I adore them. There's a little bit of bias here. Can't sense that already. I used to watch a lot of videos of an OG Dark called Heifer. He was on Windia. And I thought he was the man. I mean, this was the guy. He was the forerunner for all things bossing in old school Maple. I'm pretty sure he organized the first successful HT and Pink Bean clears on Global. And if you need an HTP, you just hit him up and he got it. He got it to you, as long as he paid. And as a person, he had integrity. He always delivered, you could always count on him. He was trustworthy. And I think Heifer was the ideal model for a Mapler, just from my viewpoint. And on the opposite spectrum of things, there is also another DK on Broa. He was called Punkados. He inspired me, but he had a reputation as being a dirtbag, kind of, for his Bigfoot posse. He coined them as Bigfoot Police. They were a group of Bigfoot KSers who would have all 19 channels, all the Bigfoot maps on lockdown 24/7. They would just kind of camp them out, and if they found you killing a Bigfoot or trying to sell a power guard leech, they'd steal it from you, and the average player could do absolutely nothing about it, just because he was so good. I mean, he'd kill your mules, he'd kill your buyer, and possibly even you if you were not that great of a player. I mean, this dude right here, he had impeccable game knowledge on Bigfoot iframes. He could juggle it in a way so that you couldn't land a single hit or gain any sort of momentum to kind of take it away from him. And he pushed it just kind of back and forth, just like right through you, just toying with you. And he's keeping up his Zerk 100% of the time. He never, ever dropped his Zerk. And reminiscing again, Bigfoot and Broa, there are these things called Bigfoot KS Wars, and those are pretty lit. Those were the days. It would just be like 5 warriors, on Twisted Path or something, just trying to kill the Bigfoot. Whoever got the highest bar of experience, was the winner. He got the clout. And this Punkados fella, if he was about to lose, you're about to beat him, he would use a DZ hack and screw you. But again, like or hate the guy, he was the undisputed BF King of Broa and one of the best with his classes. There's no argument. But I also couldn't help but feel a little sorry for the guy, because this dude got some real notoriety just from a game. But everyone kind of deep down grudgingly acknowledges this dude as being a pretty damn good DK. And he's still got a few of his YouTube videos up. I'd recommend giving him a watch if you want to take a trip down memory lane or whatever. It's pretty cool. These two guys mainly inspired me right now to make this dark over the Shad for this Ironman challenge. Just for some simple reasons, being that I've never played it. I think, Zerking well, playing your class properly, it takes equal parts of skill, kind of guts, and game knowledge. And maybe farther down the line, once we finish this challenge, I can convert this into, my new main or HB muling, just so I can mitigate some of that HP washing. Another note here. This might be I think there's like 5 rules to this. I am adding one. We're playing single client, so I think there's no excuse at all for us to not manual pot. We are not doing any pets, no auto HP. We're just gonna play the game as it was meant to be played. Just us in control, completely. I want to manually use those unagis, those cheeses, those milks, other denominations of HP pots, just for more precise healing. Something a pet can't do. This is just my hot take here. I think manually potting is more reliable and deliberate, and if you die, it's only because you messed up. It's a player error. Yes. Don't even give the pet a chance to fail for whatever reason. Just don't even let it happen. Don't even have that be a possibility. Just play the game. It's the way most was played back in the day. Pets would dry up, and it was a cumulative upkeep of NX to keep buying Waters of Life and bringing them back. And if this choice here leaves us dying from lag, or sometimes, or something like we're in a boss room, we die. Tough shit. It is what it is. Because lag was kind of like a game feature back then. Like half the time we were fighting against our own hardware, and the other half we were fighting monsters. Whereas now we can just focus all our attention on the game. But yeah, that reminds me, think we were bossing back in the day. We had a rule where nobody could cast Genesis because of just how much lag that caused, and just the DCs that would follow if someone did it. And yeah, that's the OG way. That's how we do it. That's what we do it up in here. Just some good old-fashioned analog play style. Is it outdated? Oh hell yeah, for sure, no argument here. But this is coming from a stubborn purist. It's a quirk I'll never stray away from if I'm playing as a single client. Anyways, I'm sorry for that super long opinionated tangent. I hope it wasn't too boring or offensive. And if I was wrong about anything or if I offended anybody, I'm really sorry. This is just my opinions, mine alone. Alright, well, let's get into some gameplay. Let's see some of the actual Ironman now. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we're just setting up our character design here. I think it's a pretty standard appearance. I always think the hair color is the most important thing to decide on when you're creating your character, just because it saves a little bit of an X in case you don't want to change it and that's the color you want in the end. So we're rocking the black hair on this tune. I'm thinking, I don't know, I love the Dreamcatcher hair. I think we'll probably get it. We'll try to go for it on this account once we can afford some regular hair coupons. But yeah, as you see, we went with the wooden club here. I chose it because there was a rumor back in the day that the wooden club did more damage than the other weapons that you started out with. And honestly, I'm not even sure if that's true or not. But here we are squeezing water from stone here. That is the idea behind the Ironman, right? Yeah, we got that tutorial pretty quickly, which is good. Just kind of thinking back on the old tutorial that preceded this one. I think it started on Maple Island and had those little buttons that kind of popped up that taught you how to jump. But yeah, it was more or less the same as what we got right now. So we're going to be going purely strength on our character here. So we are going to have to really scrounge up some dex or accuracy somewhere down the line real soon. But we'll figure out a way to make it work. I mean, we literally have to. I had thought about maybe putting 60 in dex as a base benchmark kind of, and then resetting it back into strength with APRs later once we got a little more established with our gear, and potentially some scrolling luck, or who knows. But I think we're just going to end up using our NX accumulated from voting for Gachapon. I think we're primarily looking at 3 locations here. I mean, Gachapon's just too good to pass up. I think we're doing Purion, Mushroom Shrine, and Shawa. Purion's got a lot of those pertinent warrior equipments and scrolls that we are going to need. Shrine just has a huge spread of scroll types, good and bad. Possibly a chaos scroll, I hate slinging chaoses, but hey, it might be fun on this tune. Get that +5 accuracy, am I right? And Shawa, we're going to be looking for the Sky Ski for Shawa, and the fishing pole. I think it comes from Shawa. That's what it says in the forum, at least. But I recall it coming from Faust, that zombie Lupin thing in Millennia. So in order to hit that Faust, we're going to be farming some maple pops from green ghouls. That Hana mentioned NLC. And just that delightful warrior accuracy dilemma, we're just going to be kind of living it. So, as long as we stay above ahead of the 8 ball, keep our accuracy where we need it to be, or at least close, and get those maple pops, I think we should be okay. Yeah, we're just kind of questing here on Maple Island, trying to be efficient with the etc. drops, trying to get them all at once for the multiple quests that we're going to be turning in. But, we have to backtrack here and there, little minor inefficiencies, but it's whatever. So the main focus here right now is we're going to be trying not to exceed level 12 or level 10. I thought it was level 10 at this time. So yeah, the main reason being that we want to maximize our max HP increase skill upon level up. We want the most points in it as soon as possible, just so we can get that extra 20 HP in the end, I guess. It's not much, but you know, we're squeezing water from stone, right? Just gonna take a little pause here. You know, this is in live commentary, so it's a little awkward trying to come up with things to talk about. So sometimes it's just better to be quiet, I guess. Sometimes. I mean, I guess it's kind of my job to entertain here, so I can give you a little insight into who I am for those who might be interested. I go by Silver in game. I'm a longtime lover and enjoyer of MapleStory. I think it's amusing to think how so many games have come and gone throughout my life, yet this silly little 2D side-scrolling mushroom game is the one game that I've never grown out of and, you know, gotten close to getting tired of. It's like, I wonder if I'll be playing this the rest of my life. I truly enjoy the game that much. And maybe it's the memories that left an impression on me, or maybe it's that I see the game kind of like as a hallmark to better, more peaceful halcyon days of childhood, you know? Like back when all I'd look forward to in my day was just playing some Maple after school, and there weren't really any worries or responsibilities on my shoulders. Alright, so we're going to get Olaf here. I was a little surprised because after doing this little quiz here, I was expecting to get some beginner potions and a discounted taxi ride to Pirion, which apparently he doesn't do anymore. I don't know. I don't know how to trigger it, but we're just going to take the long walk there. But anyways, I played Maple Global primarily. I was on Bro exclusively. It's the best server. My peak years were between 2006 and early 2010. And I had some playtime also at the inception of the game itself during the beta era, albeit I had no idea what the heck I was doing. There are also some intermittent breaks I had taken in between, just for school and life, I guess, wherever that comes up. And after that big bang, pay-to-win cubing potential nonsense, you know, became a thing, I switched over to this server, which shall not be named. And here we are ever since. It's been a good ride. As you see here, I'm trying to use the noodle. The math's not really mathing. And I screwed up. Screwed up right there. Skilled power slash. We would have been fine just using regular attacks at this level. See, if we had just put it all into the HP recovery, I'm sorry, we would have had one extra skill point at level 13, I believe. That would have gone to max HP gain, thereby giving us that extra HP, but it's negligible. It's okay. We'll be fine. So we're just doing the instructor kind of training quests here with the stump kill things. This is, you know, pretty monotonous. Just kind of grind through it, pick up things as we go, and we're going to be kind of looking out for the Miwok quest here. Try to get a good ring. Those could go a long way potentially if we get them early, because if we get enough int to kind of set us above a multiple of 10, that would be like one more MP per level. It's something, I guess. We don't really have much to begin with, and that Ancient Circle of Strength ring is just phenomenal all around for us. Just we need that dex and that strength, you know, just our primary stat right there. So if we can get a lucky roll, you know, hopefully get over a 3 per stat line on one of these rings, that would be really great. Be really lucky. Just, you know, NPCing some equipment. We're hanging on to etc. items, most of them at least, just because they'll probably pertain pretty soon here to quests we'll be doing. Yeah, just we're just kind of continuing to be a little inefficient with our movement here. Just kind of backtracking unnecessarily or being unsure of quest progression. Like I wasn't sure if Ian had a second quest or something after we did our stump kills. We had to go back for the Miwok fragment. Yeah, just chipping away at the stumps. So you might have noticed that I am prioritizing Slash Blast over Power Strike at this time, or just at first. Just mainly because we're going to be doing mobbing. We're not going to single target these things down non-stop. Like that would be pretty inefficient. So just going the Slash Blast route, getting the etc. items we need for the ring. Going to be finishing up our stump kills here pretty shortly. Yep, just finished. Yeah, I guess the going off the intro, I was kind of cut myself short on is I got a little extra time right now. I just resigned from my career, so I'm a little effed up about that. So we're taking some time to think. And we're gonna, you know, make preparations to branch off into something similar but different. And, you know, figured this would be a good side project to kind of occupy me in this confusing time. To hit these boars or those axe stumps. You know, we already have the problem is already staring us right in the face. Our accuracy problem. So we have to start acting now. Get some dex, or maybe even just an accuracy pot would do. We'll kind of feel it out. It's not critical at this time that we, you know, be able to hit those yet. Although it would be nice. Those are very good mobs to kind of, you know, clump up and kill a bunch of at a time. They're good for leveling. But I think that I've decided that our main leveling trajectory is going to be based off of questing as opposed to primarily grinding, unless there is some item that we need that is just crucial to our, I guess, success. Just because I think we'll need the Quest Virtuoso item. Just a little bit of accuracy. There is that dynamic hair coupon. I think it's equivalent to like 100 million or something, because you need to change your hair 50 times. But that metal right there, I think that gives 10 accuracy. So you can either spend NX to change your hair instead of Gachapon, or, you know, hold on to it and just save up Meso and do it then. we'll have to see. Just looking for the shop, seeing if there's any kind of semblance of dex or accuracy gear that we can pick up right now. And it doesn't seem like anything's worthwhile currently. I think we can pick up everything we need from just, randomly getting Purion drops, through the mobs here. In due time. There's no real rush to get it right now. Yeah, I think a pretty close purchase from now is going to be our sauna rope from Shawa. That plus 10 movement speed. This early on is going to have a lot of cumulative effect and impact just on getting places, getting to point A to point B, so on and so forth. And we also have to consider maybe some options and a source of overall dex 60s. I have no idea where those come from. I'll have to do a little more research. Hopefully get some lucky passes like 8 or 9. That would be phenomenal. Yeah, anyways, that concludes the first episode of our Ironman series. If you stuck around till now, I really appreciate you for doing so, and I just want to sincerely thank you, and thank you for watching. I'm gonna definitely be trying to make some improvements commentary-wise, and with the video artistry and quality, so on and so forth, as we move forward with this. I'm gonna actually do some live commentary instead of doing a voiceover, because that just makes talking that much harder. Just coming up with things I was thinking of back then in the now just doesn't compute with my brain. Hopefully our gameplay objectives will become a little more streamlined and smooth once we establish more of a roadmap on our trajectory on how we proceed. I appreciate any feedback that you might have, the good and the bad, what kind of things you want to see, any sort of in-game tips. I'm all ears. Thank you again. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Be easy, y'all. Till next time. Ciao.